So, progression-wise, for this game, we're doing rather nicely, even though we only gained 1% completion because we have not finished any further challenges yet. But anyway, so we've done 7 ranks of crash events, and we now have 3 to go. And I think, because we got through tier 7 in good time, we might as well get through tier 8. And this will also be how we start tier 8, because we have not done any race events yet in the other 3 tiers. So we've got 2 race events, but no crashes. However, at White Mountain, we have 1 crash event to do, Cry for Alp. And we are going to do that, because there are no other crashes we can do right now. And hopefully, if it's possible by the time we finish these crash events, my energy will not be waned. Anyway, 5 million is the gold target, 3 million the silver, and 1.5 million bronze. I like to say it like that sometimes. So, where's our main area for destruction? I wonder. Well, it looks like it's in the tunnel, from what I can see. So I think that's probably going to be where we need to basically wreck the traffic. Or we could just take that jump. Either way, we'll figure something out, because it's what we have to do. So, I think I'm going to use one of the cars I just unlocked. That'll be this. The Utility C140 Heavy. Is that a faded Criterion logo I see there? Well, anyway. We're using a van. Hopefully this van will work for us. Maybe. If we're lucky. Well, it seems to be working so far at least. Depends on what happens next. And we've got our takedown car murdered. So let's try and see if we can cause even more road-related murder. Maybe. Well, we got the silver. We're gonna get any further? And no. Well, at least I know where most of the damage is. But I also feel like I should have maybe got onto the grass, because I noticed the traffic was crossing onto there as well. Well, we'll try this again. I don't think it's going to be too hard, because although I will say we're very much in the waning stages now of the crash events, since we only have about 15 of these to go overall, I might as well just keep trying until we get there. That's a very long rollback. Anyway. So one thing I have learned from this is the traffic will take to the grass. That is one thing I have learned about this now. And hopefully, if it's possible this time, I actually know what it is I have to do now. So maybe this works. I've got R1 held down, and I know precisely where I need to perform the aftertouch once I get everything sorted. Okay. Now, can I get onto the grass? if that's possible in any way. I sure as hell hope I can. And I think I missed the traffic again. Unless the traffic back there manages to save me, and yes it does. So all I had to do there was just put my car where the grass was, and then basically after that it gave me enough time to catch the gold. Don't care how many cars were involved, as long as I'm still shooting sparks and making sure that I get the gold. In given time, that's all I ask. And in all honesty, most of these crash events since, well, the start of Tier 5, they've actually gone easy on me. As in, they've not been strafing me as much as I thought they were going to. Although that's not to say they still won't, but at this point, I've actually been doing pretty good with my progress. So let's move on to the next one. Okay, that's our first one done. And that is all we can do now. So that's our only crash zone at White Mountain now done. Well, aside from Mountain, the Kerb. Anyway. Next. Okay, Eternal City is still not available. Those are all race events. So Motor City, Vanfire Strikes Back. I think that might be a relation to The Empire Strikes Back or something, but I don't know. Yeah, it's definitely got that Star Wars relation to it. Anyway, let's go. So 5 million the gold target, 3 million the silver, and 1.5 million is bronze. What do we have to do? Well, we have to cause chaos on both the overpass and the underpass. How am I going to do that? I don't know. But I think I have a way of knowing how we are going to approach this. Because I want to use this. The camouflage SUV. Actually, no. Let's use... Actually, no. I'm going to scrap that, and instead I'm going to use the Sport C180 Lite. Can't really get a good shot of this thing from this place because of those water barrels. But I might do it in the next one. I coughed into the microphone again. Although considering I've had a sickness bug for the past few days, that's probably the reason for me coughing. Accidentally or purposefully. Probably by accident, knowing me. I am quite accident prone when it comes to these things. And I cannot get on the road. Okay, that was ugly. I want to forget all about that. Okay, maybe this is what I need to do. Surely that explosion should get some more cars involved, right? 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 Surely this should be the correct way to do it. Okay, well I got my target car at least, although I probably didn't cause the destruction I was supposed to cause. Come on, I need more than this. Can you at least get me above 5 million? Yes, you can. Okay. I was a bit anxious there at the end, but thankfully the game did give it to me eventually. 5.8 million that time. And let's move on. As we have our second crash event of tier 8 in the books. And now we are just 3 perfect scores away from reaching the elite rank. Okay, that one is done. So now we have another one to do at White Mountain, and Eternal City still only has the race events. So back to White Mountain, as we now do Mountain, the Kerb. So 4.5 million is the gold, 2.5 million the silver, 1 million the bronze. I think I know what we're supposed to do here. It's after the crossroad section, where we probably need to cause most of the damage. Okay, so it's after the crossroad section, and basically it has to be after the first hairpin where we do it. That seems to be what the game is telling me to do. Now for this, we're going to need something with some speed. But hopefully not too much speed. So we'll just use this. And maybe this will work. And that did not work. Okay, it's after this where we need the destruction to flow. Okay, we got the truck. Now we just have to let the destruction flow from here. Because that is how we do it. Is what me thinks. I should probably wait until more unfolds. Oh, come on. I clearly held R1 there. That was clearly held by me. Huh, they actually have the Hardee's logo. I never noticed that. Okay. Well, good start, but we need another 2 million to get the gold. So we'll try that again. Huh, I never actually noticed that was a Hardee's logo. Hardee's, by the way, is another fast food. Hardee's, by the way, is another fast food company, part of the US fast food chain. Okay, so we'll try that again. I hate that crossroad section now. I am really starting to hate that crossroad section. This had better stop. Or else I am really going to unleash my wrath. That crossroad section is definitely evil. I just think it is. Okay. I'm gonna hold down R1 and make sure that's how it stands. Because I could gain something big out of this. Potentially. If I get this right. Now I got the bronze. Now I have to try and get the gold. I'm holding it down. Come on. Come on. Okay. See how much further this goes. Can I hit that vehicle in front of me? Yes, I can. Just. Okay, got the silver. Can I please get the gold? Okay. Got there eventually. And suddenly the chaos ensued on the other side. That was a rather unexpected way to end that, but chaos just ensued right at the end, and it basically secured me the gold. I just needed 4 million, and I wound up getting 6.5 million. Because chaos ensued up above. Or just behind that cab truck. Well, the flatbed truck, I should say. That was probably what did it. Anyway, there we go. Now we're just 2 perfect scores away from the elite rank. And I think that took me at least 20 minutes to get, so let's move on. Okay. And now we have 2 to go. As our next one is Eternal Flames. And then it's gonna be wherever the last one is. Anyway, this one, Eternal Flames. Okay, 3 million is the gold target, 2 million the silver, 1 million the bronze. Let's go and light them up. That jump is going to be the key. And to add to that, we've got to navigate our way through another crossroad section, so this is going to be very interesting over how we approach this. I think it was, what, 5 million that was the gold target, so, well, I don't know what the gold target was, but either way. I think this probably is the best shot I can get of the vehicle I want to use for this. Let's use the camouflage SUV. Or the surplus SUV, I should say. Okay, enough time wasted. Let's actually get on with this now. Son of a bitch. That is not what I should have done. And that failed spectacularly. I don't want to talk about it. Okay, suffice to say, perfect launches are mandatory from this point. Well, not that they weren't already mandatory, but this is where I need to make them mandatory. Because right now, things are not going very well. Or at least they weren't before that happened. Because I got a fast start, but I also got poor execution. And I have just bitten my lip again, which means I am probably even more angry at myself. Oh, okay, must have just been 3.5 million that was the gold target. Okay, that does spare the pain of me biting my lip. I will take that. Even though that's not the first time I've bitten my lip. I probably need to salt rinse it because I've been feeling a lot of pain in my gums recently. That could just be the reason, because I could be dealing with ulcers in certain places. Anyway. That's now done. We beat Eternal Flames on our second try. And now we've got 1 to go. Let's do it. Okay, another one bites the dust. And now we've got one left at Angel Valley. And appropriately called Silicon Valley, as I lose my voice. Let's do it, and then we're done. And this time we have got a huge target. 11.5 million for a gold, 8 million a silver, and 4 million the bronze. Okay, so we need to get up on the bridge. Sorry, up on the overpass. That's what we need to do in order for this to work. It's quite a risky one, but I think we can do it. And I think because we haven't actually done anything with a special car yet, I think I am prepared to make an exception with this one. Just because I can. And because I feel like it. I think it's probably the time for me to do that sort of thing. As this time we're using the Saloon C180 Super. Okay, enough time wasted. Let's actually get on with this now. As I zoom in to the car. Perfect start. Now let's make sure we get this right. And we don't. Okay, trying this again. I know I got a perfect launch, but there was something about the ramp that just felt off. Okay, maybe that works. I hope. Come on, get over here. Okay. Okay, we're in the tunnel now, so hopefully this manages to pay off. Sorry, we're under the bridge now. Hopefully this manages to pay off. I really hope it does anyway. Come on. Okay. Got that bit right at least. Bitch, I was right there. That was definitely my calling right there. I had that bastard. That bastard was nailed. The thing was locked. And I got my gold target. By the skin of my teeth. As I got 11.949 million. And that is now the end of tier 8. And that took me just over an hour to get there. So, tougher crashes than what I was hoping they would be, but either way, it's fine because I still managed to beat it. And at this point in time, we've now reached the elite rank. However, there are no elite events to do, so we'll just move on. So here we are, bonus video, as we have reached our final rank in the game, the elite rank. Pretty much the same as what we get with all the other ones. But you know what? I'm okay with it. Because we've done it. And now all we have to do is get on with our last 2 Tears of Crash events. Okay, this one is a little different. Is anything else gonna happen though? Oh, that's it. Okay, that's fine. And we also get the Saloon C180 Super. Another car unlocked. And as a result of us reaching the elite rank, we've now unlocked the Black Elite Racer. Ooh, this thing looks cool. And we also get this thing for blowing up 35 vehicles. The Angel Valley Crash Explosion Trophy. Wonder how many challenges we have left to do now. I quite like how these sequences do result in these trophies being created. But anyway, that was the last of our Tier 8 crash events. Okay, we've done 6. So need the win without crashing, and also the special car takedown. I will definitely get that one before I get the other one. Most likely. Anyway, there we go. The Tier 8 crash events are now done, and we've got just 2 tiers to go. So we've now got 49 cars, we've completed 43 challenges, we're 74% complete with 110 events complete, and we've now done 43 challenges as well. So that'll do it for Tier 8. Now let's move on to Tier 9.